Hey, this is my new friend, Simon Haigh. He's a five-star author, former corporate lawyer. I think you're the second lawyer I've had on, actually, and multinational CEO. He's a successful entrepreneur, and he sat on five corporate organization boards as non executive director, and he's been featured on the BBC. He's a recognized global expert on negotiation, deal making, business, leadership, mindset, and brand growth. Simon, it's so great to meet you. How are you?
Dave, it's great to be here. And I'm an ex-lawyer, but I've done a lot of things since then.
Oh,
So it's great to
see,
see you.
here we go. The yeah, okay. I'm a reformed,
Exactly.
exactly. Let's not talk
Exactly.
about that.
Yeah.
Before the camera was running, you and I had a very brief conversation about your, especially lately with all this craziness that's going on, about your sort of mental model of what you refer to as the three-legged stool. Do you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, I mean, so I work with a lot of senior executives in small, medium, large businesses, and they're all struggling globally with the same three-legged stool. And that is, how do they manage costs and efficiencies well, smartly, calmly, compassionately, and courageously, while also, and this is the second leg, continuing to provide communications and corporate campaigns to let the stakeholders know that everything's okay without lying. And then number three, how do they project a vision for the future? And so that three-legged stool is very challenging for businesses, mainly because we're in a period of time that I don't think we've ever seen before. There's so much uncertainty, and so I think leadership really needs to focus on being transparent and honorable as much as possible, providing a steady purpose and mission, um, working through what I call democratic decision making but dictatorial execution, and then providing a bridge to the future. So
Mhm.
it's a real challenge for businesses. Some are getting it right and some are getting wrong, but I think staying calm and focused is critically important, particularly at these times, and being as honest as you can corporately with your staff and stakeholders, because if you're not honest, humans fill in that gap with
Mhm.
anxiety.
Mhm.
So the best leaders are as honest as they can be and say, we don't have all the answers.
Mhm.
So I think balancing those three components, efficiencies, continue with campaigns, and providing a bridge to the future is critically important under the umbrella of those different facets.
Are people, are leaders being a futurist, thinking about the future before? Um, I'm not saying it was easy, but you had methods and tools and ways of and go-to experts who could kind of help you, if not see through the fog, at least have some idea of what was on the other
Mm.
side. What does that bridge to the future look like now?
It's a good question. There is no secret algorithm, right? So if there's any snake oil merchant out there saying that I can guarantee you the secret bridge to the future, don't believe them. I think it's about leaders taking measured, calm but courageous action, decisive action through expediency. I call it decisive action through expediency,
Mhm.
right? Rather than through perfection. There is no perfect data source right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Every day right now is effectively a black swan day. So it's decisive action through expediency. And what I call democratic decision making, dictatorial execution. So the smartest leaders, I think, won't operate through ego. They'll operate through vulnerability, and they will solicit input
Mhm.
from staff, stakeholders. And then when they really have to make that decision, they'll make that dictatorial execution decision. So I think it's about being transparent, honorable, as I said. Leadership resilience is also a critically important aspect, and that is about relaxing your mind, relaxing your body, being honest with yourself as a leader. Right, I think that's really important before you then go on and set the intent and the goals. So, I think, in summary, it's about knowing your own mind,
Mhm.
avoiding the negative because that always comes through all of us, and then setting a course through expediency rather than perfection. We seek progress rather than perfection right now, and I think that will set up the good leaders from the leaders who will struggle.
Right. I got this. Forgive me. I have this song stuck in my head from a Pixar movie, Finding Dory, and it's just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yep.
My final question. Apologies for that. My final question to you is, Simon, what lessons have we learned that we must not forget?
Well, I'm not saying every 7.5 billion per people on the planet have learned these lessons, but I do think that what's coming, I do think what's coming through this period is that the old way of stamping your fist on the table through sales and saying, I need to get my way this way, I think those days are going. Okay. I think we're living in an age of sensitivity whereby it's more about collaboration, it's more about relationships, selling through providing value. Okay. And if you can't provide the value, don't be dishonest. Don't be dishonest. Be magnanimous and say, I know somebody else who can. Because
Exactly.
I think this is the critically important thing. I think, as I said before, this is a circuit breaker in the history of humankind. The first time in our history, all 7.5 billion people will not forget this year.
Mhm.
And we're all scarred psychologically, mentally, financially, economically, in different ways. And I think those people who provide, who don't take advantage of other people, who provide that ethical bridge to the future, I think will be rewarded afterwards. Sometimes it's not easy because there are people who take advantage, but I think that's the key.
Simon, I look forward to future conversations with you. It was so great to meet you.
Likewise, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.